Hey, kids, and welcome back to the I Got One podcast, the only podcast for podcasts. I'm your host, Johnny Christmas.
I'm Jaku.
I'm Dan.
Dan, this is Adam. I want to see if this works.
Yeah, that worked.
If you want to see a cute dog eating, check us out at youtube.warp.world. Let me get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good idea.
And hey, Dan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a strength coach who hails from Long Island, New York. I spend most of my day counting and poorly. I say slow a lot. I go 1, 2, and then sometimes I say 2 again because I forgot I already said 1. And then I go 3, and then I go slow, and then...
So what you're saying is people get a lot for like a good bang for their buck if you're their trainer.
Yeah, I can only get to 10, sometimes maybe 15.
But it takes you a long time to get to 10.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they get more than 10 reps per set.
Oh,
of
yeah,
10.
yeah.
Of 10.
Yeah. And then if they start to ask me questions, then it's like starting the whole thing over.
Okay.
I feel like if you were to do that while I was doing something, I would just think that I did one of those reps wrong and that you're making me redo it by repeating that number.
Oh, and you'd get all nervous and be like, okay.
Sometimes people think that, but the longer they come in and train with me, they're like,
more they
hey,
realize.
pay attention. I'm paying like $60 for this.
This guy's just bad at counting.
Yeah.
You need like a kind of like an abacus or something, and you can just slide.
Or an intern. An intern that could
Counting
count for me.
intern.
Yeah.
You can get a crow for that. Crows are smart.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or a horse. Horses can count.
It's too big.
Or maybe
But like horses are big, strong animals. Like
Yeah,
it's
but-
good for the gym. You'd want a horse, like
giant, counting horse.
One counting
you
horse.
call yours the counting horse gym or something.
Oh, man.
Counting horses.
That's
It's actually a decent name for
Sounds
for
like,
a
sounds,
gym.
sounds like a band name.
it does.
Right?
Wait.
Well, they started with crows, you know. and
Counting crows. I think that's
Oh,
already
and
a
the
thing.
crows. Maybe that's what I thought of.
Yeah.
All right. 12. All right. Cool. So, do you have any like social media you want to plug or anything?
Just opened a gym, or part of an opening of a gym called Strength Society. It's in River North, Chicago.
All right.
At Danny G Reps on Instagram, I post nothing.
Sure.
Why?
Referral code,
I like that
got
name.
one for
Such an
10%
aggressive-
Off. Is that a
What?
thing? Referral code. I got one for 10% off membership.
We can figure something like that out.
All right.
My dog's on Instagram. He's more of an attraction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skips_Jirachi.
That's easy
Right.
to spell.
He's a rat terrier chihuahua. I can't figure out how to spell it myself. So.
Okay.
Google it.
Yeah.
So it's homework for the folks at home.
But he's a cute dog.
Yeah, we're not big into dogs here. It's not really.
He actually would fit in with these clowns.
And these are some clowns. Look at that guy. Just look at him. That
All
one's
right.
eating yogurt.
Why is
That
your
can't
gym
be good.
partially open? What happened to the other part
Dogs
of
can
it?
have a little yogurt.
We're still working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it like half the gym looks really nice and the other half is an absolute wreck?
No, it's fully open. I'm
What-
a part of a gym that's opening.
So I'm seeing all these gyms all the time that used to be something else.
Yeah, my gym used to be something else.
What did it used to be?
Used to be my gym.
And now you sold it to someone, but you still need to
Oh
work
no,
there.
that's a complicated story. You actually can do
It
a whole
sounds like it's like a
pod
recursive-
series called Gym of Thrones on it. But
Oh, wow.
yeah,
No, you'd have to change your name to Jim though, and then that'd be funny.
change my name.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll play on Jim.
Yeah, and you would be Jim of Thrones.
There is a guy. He sells supplements. His name's Jim, and he spells it Jym.
No, get out of here
Yeah.
with that. Yeah. Does he?
I don't think his mom gave him that.
no.
Okay.
His
Yeah.
dad did.
All right. Or you could do it. You could call it just Game of Thrones and spell it the normal way, and then it's
Oh, yeah.
closer to the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Like, oh, that Game.
Yeah, I know that game.
That Game.
Speaking of games,
Speaking of Games, what's our Game?
what is our game?
Our Game is that we are clearly very famous local entrepreneurs who think of new business ideas all day. Sometimes it's just we think of the same gym over and over and
Yes.
keep reopening it. And sometimes
Just wait
it's
until
not.
we reopen next year.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
You get a lot of business on opening.
People
Yeah,
always
yeah.
want to try the new gym.
Yeah.
See, that's the gym idea.
And the thing is, you keep their membership from the old gym,
Yeah.
and they have nowhere to cancel now. But they just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think I used to go here.
No, try out this new gym. It's where I used to go.
And there we go. That's how the podcast works. It's exactly this. And I like that because people also, they love grand reopenings. Because you ever see a business do a grand reopening? It's like, wait, that's not,
Yeah,
it's you were already open.
yeah,
This
but we
is
closed.
nothing.
Hey, you repaint
What
the place
you've done
and you reopen
is
it.
you bought a sign that says
feel like-
grand reopening.
Couldn't we have a grand reopening every day?
Yeah.
Like,
Every episode of this podcast is our
close-
grand reopening.
We close each night,
Yeah.
and we reopen the next day, and it's
Yeah.
grand.
And you hang the banner up. It says grand reopening.
What if-
And
what
then
if you get-
today only.
Oh, what if your employee name is Grand and it's only up there when he is opening the store?
That would work if Grand was also really cool.
Yeah.
And people like, dude, Grand's there today.
Oh, he's reopening.
Grand's reopening today. Let's go down there. Or Grand, like under the table, gives everyone 10% off.
Yeah.
Like, 10% off Grand reopening. We got to get down there.
I like this.
10% off your reps at the gym.
So you get 9. You only have to do 9
Yeah,
reps.
you only got to do
10.
9, but they'll still sign off.
Oh, man.
Right, but I'll count, 7
and then
twice.
this guy who can't count is like,
And then,
that's right. You still get 2 2s though.
Right.
Yeah.
So then you'll end up paying the same in reps.
Oh, you're getting 2 2s for the price of 1.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
a good sale.
2 2s for the
There we
person.
go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and then so you're actually doing 11 reps. So you get like 10% more ripped
Yeah.
going to your gym.
That checks out.
This is a good business model.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
All right, good. That's great. Awesome opener.
Yeah.
Who else has one?
I got one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Who would have thought? So, what's the number one problem with getting a tattoo, Johnny?
Oh, you got to pee the whole time. You
Yeah.
can't get up.
Right. Yeah. It's horrible. No.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they think they like the tattoo and they're like, I'm going to get a tattoo. It's going to be awesome. And then like maybe a month later or so, they're like, this sucks. I shouldn't have gotten this.
Mm-hmm.
So I say VR tattoo. It lets you experience yourself with the tattoo for a while. And you can check in each night or so.
And just take a look at you.
Yeah. Like,
your bicep.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's probably
Yep,
an
I still
augmented
like my
reality
mom.
What if you did it as a subscription service where every month you just overwrite the tattoo? Like ever see that bad tattoo show
yeah.
where it ends up like
Yeah.
this? I've got this tiny duck I don't like, and then you get a giant mural
thing. Right.
to cover
Yeah.
up the duck.
You could do that. Well, I mean, if you
So every month someone creates like a new mural for you.
Right.
well, I was thinking even taking it a different level. You say, "Hey, I want this tattoo," and then they figure out a way to build small tattoos out of it over time. So it's like, okay, right now you wanted a giant dragon, so here's a mushroom, and eventually it turns into something else and else. They keep compounding onto it until it turns into that dragon. But at any point, you have much less tattoo to get rid of if you
Right,
don't
and then
like
you have
it.
a ribbon cutting ceremony for every
Tattoo yeah.
portion of the tattoo that you get.
That
It's
is
like
a cool ass idea.
grand tattoo reopening
Yeah.
every time you go in.
Yeah.
And when it's done, you have this dragon
Yeah.
that's made up of all these tiny weird components.
Yeah.
That's
But-
just a regular cool idea.
But if
You
at
just
any point
pass.
you're like, I don't want a tattoo anymore.
Yeah.
You didn't spend all this money and all this time on this giant dragon tattoo. That
so it also slows you down.
it slows you down. It gives you that perspective.
Maybe
But,
you have a starting point like your forehead
sure.
and your foot,
Yep.
and then they build it.
You're gonna meet in
And
the middle.
eventually meet in the middle, but like you can choose your starting point.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you don't want to look like Tekashi 6ix9ine, like
Yeah.
you can start like maybe
He's
just like
dope.
right
The
here.
neck low and low. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But my original idea is more like an augmented reality thing with your phone.
Oh, that's right. We had
Yeah,
that whole.
where you look at yourself
check
in the
in,
mirror with
like-
a selfie. You're like, yeah, okay. I
Why
like
not?
that?
Why not just that for any tattoos?
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
yeah.
like, hey, I think I want a tattoo, and then the artist will upload the designs they make there, and you can look at it and try it.
Yeah,
and be like,
absolutely. I mean, it would work for both things, but it would allow you to kind of like live with it for a little bit longer just to see before
Then
you
you change
go.
it based on the event you're going to.
You could, yeah.
oh yeah.
Whatever
Well, I mean,
nightclub
because
or-
it's still virtual.
Yeah, it's only, yeah. But if everyone's wearing virtual goggles.
Yeah,
future, like they should,
in a
true.
future where everyone has just the augmented reality goggles.
then yeah, you don't have to get ink anymore.
Yeah, tattoo artists would be out of business at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, because then it's like very,
Analog.
yeah, it's very hipster.
Yeah.
Like to get a real tattoo would be like a very hipster thing to do. Like, oh, back in the day, sailors, because they do it because like sailors used to get tattoos, and so now
Right.
they get the old World War II Navy tattoos is like the big hipster thing to do.
Yep.
Well, 20 years from now, getting any tattoo will be like, well, back in 2020.
We have,
Everyone used to get tattoos of big dragons across their chest, and,
but in increments.
All right.
and you'd have to get the outline first. And that's what'll be the fad is to just get that initial outline of the tattoo, and you never had the money to finish it.
Yeah.
You see those people like, I got to get that done, but they've had it for like 3 years. I got to get it filled in, and they
It's
never.
$5,000. I don't have that.
Yeah, right. And so they paid the $100 for the outline, and like, I got 6 more sessions.
Yeah, I got to get
6
colored in too. That's another $2,000.
And it's always that friend you have that like complains about how broke they always are.
Right.
And yet they always got a new tattoo. You're like, what's going on? But they also always have the unfinished tattoos.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you at least?
Well, this one was smaller. They were able to do it.
Right, and that's what it is. Well, to pay him to fill in that much green, well, then you just got this blotch of green.
then
Like you have an outline. You look like a coloring book.
The colors, the shade of the colors are gonna be off when they finally do it.
That's true.
You got to do it all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd rather look like an unfinished coloring book.
Yep.
Yeah. If I was going to do that, I'd at least get like Bert and Ernie,
Sure.
like an actual coloring book,
Yeah.
and then maybe numbers.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh man, paint by number tattoos. And then like you go to parties, and then friends can just take markers and
color it in.
You go to
Color it.
kids' parties and have them color you in.
right, which is better than like when I go to the kids' party. You know, when someone
when-
falls asleep, you have to draw a penis on them.
Yeah.
yeah. That like
Kids'
don't.
parties?
Yeah,
That's
it does. It
terrible.
doesn't fly. It does not. Yeah, I don't know. Parents are
Any
uppity
age,
now.
Any age.
Yeah, parents are.
Yeah.
Back in my day, my dad was right there at the Sharpie.
Your dad was the one showing all the other kids like,
Yeah,
check this
he
out.
was like, "No, you gotta make it curved." Like, I'm sorry, Dad. He's just holding me down, and,
sleeping.
yeah, right. It's
He's the
close your
boy.
eyes. That's welcome
Too real.
That's I'll start that podcast some other time. Yeah, but so you like now you can just have things for your friends to color, and then you don't end up with a big dick on your face. You have a nice like bicep of Bert and Ernie in a loving embrace.
Sure.
That's our motto, or you can make it into a song. Now you don't got a dick in your face, just Bert and Ernie in a loving embrace.
Oh, that's good.
That was really
like
good.
that.
Wow.
All right, cool,
Tied
good.
everything together.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
who's one. That was all of our ones.
Yeah. We all nailed that one. That was good.
nailed it. Great. This is exciting. I like this. I want to leave and do these things right now.
I've got one.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an experience for people who are, well, very privileged, where it's almost like birthright.
The sort of people who can get a complete tattoo in one sitting.
Right,
Which is,
right. Just or their whole body tattooed in one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Where you start at the class that you were at, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
everything's served to you and you're flying private jets.
Okay, all
And
right.
each month you just get knocked down a peg.
Oh,
All right.
Poverty is a service.
Right, but it's like a
loot
service.
box.
It's a service that you pay for because it's
Right.
a cool experience.
Yeah.
To like,
Oh yeah. So
It-
it's like what Burning Man is now, where it's all like rich people going to see what it is to be poor.
yeah. Except
But,
it'll
like-
be in gradual stages, and then maybe you're
Yeah.
like, you know what? I like upper middle class better. Actually, I'm gonna stay here.
Sure.
And then give all my money to people who don't have it, like us.
See, yeah, I kind of thought maybe it was going somewhere similar, where it's like you take people who need to get knocked down a peg, and
Well, they don't need to. I mean, who needs to?
Some people do.
I think everyone.
Every single
Until you're out of
Get knocked
pegs,
up a
you got a
peg.
peg you can get knocked down.
Yeah.
You're trying to get knocked off a peg.
Yeah.
Different service.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
exactly.
no, because we have that already. It's called literally anything. You just save up enough money, and you can go pretend you're rich for like a day. Like I can save up enough to go.
Getting rich. Oh, I didn't think of that.
Right,
Let
I
me-
can save up
let-
enough,
let me
but
just
no,
save
but it's
some
not getting
money.
rich. It's enough to go up a peg once.
Let me just
Like,
go save some money real
I can save
quick.
up enough through my lifetime to take a private jet to a place once.
I've actually had someone pay for that.
I had
I was dating someone. We flew to Detroit to see Zach Brown Band on New Year's Eve. It was wild.
I
They served you
had
champagne.
I had a job where our company had a corporate private jet that I got to fly to Mexico City to fire someone.
Oh, dear.
Well, it's like you want to talk like the most like you need to get knocked down a peg rich person experience. Like not only was the private jet involved, but then also firing people who make less than you.
Yeah.
It was a yeah.
Man, the amount that like that jet costs, and then the amount that those people probably were
Yeah.
making is like
Right.
Did you like walk off?
Like not what that jet jet costs to just fly
Yeah.
back and forth once.
Yeah, that's what
was
I'm saying.
probably 5 years of that person's salary.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you walk down the steps like a boss, like you're in a rap video?
No,
I'm
I
here,
was-
I'm here to
He was
fire
terrified.
people.
So this is a great story for the other podcast I was thinking
Sure.
of. But it was like my third week at this job. And so they had brought me along to just like give me the full breadth of what goes on. And also like I was friends with the VP who was in the CISO who was flying it. Anyway, yeah, I was like terrified. This was my first InfoSec job. And they needed somebody who could do digital forensics down there to prove that this guy was up to what he was up to. And they were like, take Johnny, he knows it. And I'm like, we get to fly places? Okay. And then like they give me the whole story. I'm like, okay. And the worst part of this was that to go from the airport that we had to land at with the private jet to where the place was that we had to do the thing, there's like no cabs or like car services. So this dude picks us up in his car and he's an employee of this company, and he picks us up and like drives us for like 45 minutes through the middle of the desert before we get where we got to go. And then it turns out that this was the guy we had to fire. And so we go and do the DF stuff. And we figure out, yeah, this guy is definitely up to shady business. He shouldn't be. And they're like, okay, well, and they let him know, like, hey, we're going to let you go, buddy. And he was like running this whole place, and they let him go. And then it's like,
can you drive us back to the plane then?
And yeah.
Yeah.
And so then this guy like gives us a ride back 45 minutes through the desert after we've fired him. Just like that dead silence.
Why did you have to fire him?
They had to check the computer before they could.
It was that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird scenario. And to date, I feel like something else was also going on.
Sure.
But I was not privy to whatever that
This
was.
be on Netflix at some point.
It would be the
Might
most
be.
boring crap you've ever seen.
I wasn't born
It'd
with
be
that
more
guy.
boring than the fireplace show.
It sounds like Narcos.
Yeah, because especially 45 minutes of it would be dead silence driving through the desert on the way
exciting.
back to the.
Yeah. So this is a service to knock people down a peg, and maybe there's an offering to knock people up a peg.
maybe
like
if-
there's a
if-
balance thing.
Yeah, depending on if you don't like your children, right? And you've climbed the ladder yourself. Now you're a billionaire, and your kids suck.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, let's see if you like it down here a little bit. Like, do you watch Succession?
No.
Like all the kids on Succession, like they need.
Oh, is it all about rich people's kids?
Yeah, and
they're
like
gonna
how they're
take
trying
over
to take over
the successor
family
and
company,
then-
and like
sure.
the
And they don't
dad
know
is
shit.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was just like, yeah, it's a service in order to even people out.
Yeah. I think the parents using it on their kids is definitely the way to go.
It'd be like the old like daytime talk show boot camps. They
I
used
was
to do.
gonna say it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you to boot camp if you don't behave. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, right. That's not a thing. You can't
But
afford
meanwhile,
that.
that one girl's now a thing. What's her name? She made a thing out of being obnoxious on Maury Povich.
That's like 90% of the Instagram.
No, but like she's now
People.
she's now like a quote unquote legitimate celebrity who has catch me outside.
Oh, what does she do? Yeah. What does she do
I
now?
never even heard of that name.
She does rap.
All right.
She can't even talk. How is she gonna rap?
Oh, you just put it on auto tune.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. So
You're totally lost.
Catch me outside.
You
Yeah.
can't, you know,
no
right.
clue. So I'm happy for that though.
Yeah.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
like everything I know about the Kardashians, I was forced to learn.
What do you know about them?
They're
Force
rich.
us to learn.
No, like you don't want to. Like I've never seeked information. It's just been
Okay.
thrown at me.
We should
And
start the forced learning podcast.
where information's thrown at you.
Yeah. Where we two people who are not interested in pop culture tell you about pop culture
Oh.
so that you two who aren't interested can at least have a base level of knowledge.
Maybe.
So like I have
That
to
would
keep
be
up with the Kardashians for my job.
Sure.
Oh, are they your
Everything-
clients?
Yeah, because I need something to talk about
Right.
with people.
And half of his clients are like, I want to look good for my Instagram.
yeah.
Is
they're-
that, yeah?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I keep up with I listen to a couple pop culture podcasts.
God, what a weird world.
Yeah, and I have to keep up with politics and like the whole deal. Then I got to play like on one side or the other depending on who's coming in.
All right, we're getting him on the other podcast.
Speaking of politics, man. All right, let's do this. I got an idea.
I got one. Okay, you first.
Yeah, taxes. Pay them more than once. Like
You mean like split what you owe up throughout the year?
no, like just pay them like once a year as opposed to just once in your lifetime.
This is.
Because
I don't think
like
you're
I paid
pitching
my
this.
taxes when I was 18 because I'm like I'm gonna make the least when I'm 18.
Oh,
So now that I'm 34, like I'm making a lot more, and that money
Yeah.
could go good.
And he's like,
towards stuff.
they should have made me pay my taxes now
Yeah.
instead of when I was
like
18.
they would have made a lot more money off
Yeah,
of me.
because he did it. He paid his taxes because you have to pay your taxes. So he did it right away. Mm-hmm. Most people put it off.
Yeah, yeah. So
No.
maybe like pay it once a year, right?
I don't think that joke lands anymore.
No?
I think you should.
I'd be careful. The IRS would
Here,
come
all right.
after you.
Yeah, they haven't yet, so it must be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Speaking of politics,
All right, let's do it.
so you know how China
Nope.
has these places. So like traveling outside of China is not something a majority of the Chinese citizens are capable of doing for various reasons. It's just poverty, et cetera. And so companies in China have set up entire fake, like downtown areas of famous cities.
Yep.
Like if you want to visit Paris, there's a Paris, and it's not an amusement park. It's like a complete recreation of Paris out in the middle of China somewhere. Ooh. Yeah. It's got an Eiffel Tower,
Do
and
people speak French or
I have not been. I'd imagine
is there a
so.
lock?
I would imagine they
deal?
speak French and Chinese just to like make it so you don't have a horrible experience.
Yeah.
But it's like a recreation of and you can go see the Eiffel Tower, and you can have croissants and food that has bread and butter and everything, and sit in a cafe and watch people on bicycles with mustaches. Like it's all there. And it's got Rome, all the big cities. Why don't they build cities you can't visit ever? Like they would attract outside visitors if they could build like Pyongyang. Like Jaku is firmly set on going to North Korea.
I will go.
And like it's pretty much like you're going to get put in prison for 10 years there.
No, I could go with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. Me and him are good.
He seems the kind of guy to throw you under the bus at a moment's notice,
Throw
though.
him under the bus.
He's big.
He's got a gun.
He's a big guy. He's hard to fit under buses.
That's true.
So, like, why don't they build cities that nobody can see? And then you'd
Atlantis.
attract, Atlantis. Oh man, didn't somebody do that in the Caribbean?
I don't know, man. I think it's think.
I think there's a. Okay, yeah. Well, who cares? Build it in China. Like, yeah, that's my idea. Build cities you can't go to. Just recreate them somewhere.
I feel
so
like
I can see the cement jungle that is Pyongyang.
these cities are like an Instagram model's dream.
Yeah.
Like they could travel to all these major cities in a day and take all the selfies for the next year and be done.
Yeah, and they can build them with selfie shelves so
Right.
people don't get hurt.
Yeah.
There's a term I think in India for like people dying, like trying to take
Oh man.
selfies. I forget what it's called. I read it in the news once.
It's funny we had to think of a new term for idiots.
Yeah.
Like
Cha-ching. Yeah.
Yeah.
we got that place here, that museum that was designed intentionally by who made that? Bert
Reynolds.
Cromwell.
Reynolds.
He had to, and it was the whole purpose is a bunch of rooms that look really cool in the background.
Yeah.
And so you go, I don't remember any of it. You can Google that, but the whole idea is for you to go in there and take a bunch of selfies, and it's like it's expensive as hell to go in.
But it's cheaper than going to all those places.
Oh no, this is just like, hey, this is a room full of colored balls.
Oh, well,
it's literally a ball pit.
Oh, yeah.
And like,
Oh, I've seen that on my.
and there's a bunch of gems hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, I've
and-
seen those
Yeah, I've
photos.
seen
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like $30 or some shit to get in for the express purpose of having interesting backgrounds for you to take selfies.
Yeah,
If
but-
everyone is doing it, then it's not that interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's why the price has to be, I think the price has to be higher because like, so let's
you
You
Click on
guys
the
should
price
charge a fee here
Yeah.
with all this decor you have.
I'm thinking we create our own whatever place that is.
Yeah?
And we charge
Like
more.
the depth
You
of
think?
your kitchen is really for a selfie right here.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get some
$30.
Yeah, that's $30.
Consider that weird
It's worth
penguin
it.
mannequin.
Yeah.
horse dude.
Yeah.
Do you like crotch bulges? I have several.
Don't forget youtube.warp.world to see this.
Yeah.
Back to the city.
If you like crotch bulges, youtube.warp.world
Yeah.
has a plethora.
Gonna have to blur those out. The China thing. I think it's interesting to do the whole like, oh, you can't go to these forbidden cities, and there's actually a lot of forbidden cities, and like you could do
In China?
Chernobyl. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's the problem there, but you could do a lot of crazy stuff, and you could do more recreations of other things, and like cities of the past would be big.
like Atlantis.
Yeah, and it, like you said, like it's not an amusement park, but
Pompeii.
it's just like literally just this is what these places looked like.
Yeah.
and there's food and things, but there's no
I always wondered, like,
rides.
is that we have like a lot of historical reenactment stuff here, like especially surrounding like Civil War and,
Yeah.
and you know, Pilgrim times. Is that something other countries do, or is that a very American thing?
That's got to be an American thing. That's like the whitest thing ever.
Oh, sure, but like let's talk about other like
Other
Poland.
white people.
Poland
white
has like
places?
thousands of years of like of history. Do you think they do like historical battle reenactments there?
I don't know. That's a good question. I would think so because I think Tokyo in Japan does it.
Okay.
But
I don't know. That's kind
but
of like
they're-
its own weird
yeah.
microcosm, though.
I mean, those would be sources of national pride, right? If you,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like whatever
Like-
battle you be in against the big enemy.
but we also do like medieval battle reenactments here,
And that never happened.
and
here.
we've yeah
well, they serve dinner over that.
yeah,
don't they?
and Pepsi.
Yeah.
in
But
plastic
Free,
cups.
free refills.
In plastic cups.
No utensils though, because
Yeah.
they didn't have utensils. In
Well,
the
they wanted to be
medieval
realistic.
times.
But they had plastic cups
And
full of Pepsi.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with the the globe right now. Is all the
Thank you
plastic
for
from
ruining
medieval times.
all of my childhood
Yeah.
I bet what about that throne I took pictures of me sitting in? Was that fake too?
Yeah.
I saw the king.
Yeah.
He was there.
Not a real king.
Do you know they built a house? Speaking of all of this, there is a house out in the suburbs here that I see on the listings all the time. It's a castle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge castle, and it's in like, I'm pretty sure it's in like Lombard or Downers Grove, and it's been for sale forever.
Not for long.
And it's not for sale for that much. It's like $1 million for a castle that has modern amenities on the inside. And I was like, while I was house hunting, it kept coming up, and I was like, what's the deal with this? And I looked into it, and it turns out that Medieval Times had built this castle for the purpose of, like, if you were the king at Medieval Times, you lived here in this castle, kind of like the president lives in the White House.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and they were going to pay for it by hosting private events, like and fully catered medieval private balls with the king. Like you'd have a king's ball inside this place. It flopped horrendously.
Really? So
and
I should stop planning my wedding there?
No, you still can. Like there's still like you can still book it. You got to take care of everything yourself. Last I checked, but you can still book it, and they're trying to sell it for like way less than they paid to build it.
I say
great deal.
I say we buy it and then let people come take photos of themselves in our castle for $80 a pop.
Well, the problem is the interior is more like castle inspired. It doesn't actually look like a castle because a castle looks like this. Let's just have them come here.
Yeah,
brick walls, high ceilings.
Well, we got to raise money to buy that castle then.
Yeah, I think if we both sold our houses, we could probably afford it.
Yeah. How many rooms it's got?
A lot.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah. Was that the cutoff? A lot was what you're...
Yeah.
Yeah. How much would you pay for that?
For a castle?
Yeah. A house that looks like a castle.
Based on my income?
Yeah.
20 grand?
You could have a gym in there.
Oh, that's true.
You could have a castle
make
gym.
revenue
Oh, man. We would...
Medieval gym.
And why would I have a gym inside a castle that is devoid of a personal trainer? Like, of course you should, like... And then you could live in there.
We'd have the horse counter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because we would have horses. And
you would have a stable. Oh, man, this is working out. We also have PayPal.
PayPal, Patreon, etc. Good. This is great. I like that.
Any other ideas?
Who's got another one? Thinking about it.
I've got an idea for Starbucks.
Sure. We're taking
good. I'm sure they listen.
Yeah. Well, one, they should stop. You know, the revenue dropped when they started letting everyone into the restroom. Like, it dropped
what?
10%.
Oh, wow.
Because they had that whole thing in Philadelphia where the guy like they said he couldn't use the restroom and it was a racist thing. And then now everyone can use the restroom.
Why did the revenue drop due to increased restroom access?
Because
more vagrants.
Right.
What? Okay, so
especially in locations that were close to like.
So people will go. That place is full of vagrants, so I'm not going to go in there. All right. Yeah. Is 10% really hurting Starbucks?
I don't know. I'm not there.
Their shareholders are now sad.
Right. No. Okay. But
I've been a sad shareholder. I understand.
They can make it up because there should be two lines. There should be a line for people just getting regular coffee, and then a line for people ordering specialty drinks. Because when you're in line, I mean, I know there's mobile ordering now, which makes it a little bit better. But like, if you're like, don't feel like whipping out your phone before you decide on a whim to go get coffee, like,
yeah, all right,
waiting in line behind the people with the 4 pumps and a big cup, you know, it takes forever.
Yeah, right.
When you just say, hey, I just want coffee.
I feel like you don't even need 2 lines. It's the more time consuming part is the making the fancy drink versus the ordering the fancy drink. The ordering takes maybe a few seconds longer, but the making can take minutes longer. All they need to do is rejigger their ordering system so that anything that's just like put coffee in a cup just get bumped to the top. It just gets bumped to the top. Like, hey, make this real quick. Fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That easy. That's what I think that would solve that. Your idea, though, did remind me of if we're having story time with Uncle Johnny this episode. Panera Bread started
food poisoning there twice.
Cool.
It was great.
And I bet you didn't pay for the extra poison.
And sometimes I recommend that diet to customers.
Sure.
Because you can lose a lot of weight.
Man.
Yeah. I always do feel pretty good after like a good bout of the flu.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, man. I
lost like 15 pounds.
Yeah, it's cool. I got a 4-pack. And I didn't do I didn't do nothing for like a week, and now I got a 4-pack back.
If you don't want to work out, just get the flu.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend it, and it's easy to do. You
Flu gym.
You can
got it.
Yeah, and you know where one of the best places to get the flu is?
The gym.
The gym. So you're already there.
Lick the dumbbells.
Yeah. Oh man, just lick. Just put
we
everything in
serve
your mouth.
food on like the
yeah.
benches.
Yeah,
or even the floor.
or just go to Planet Fitness where they have like bagel and pizza Tuesdays and just literally eat at the gym. Just touch something that everyone else has touched and then put it in your mouth.
and then lick your fingers while you're
And then go work out.
Yeah.
And then and then when everybody does that, then you can just lick all the equipment. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Sorry, I
so
got you sidetracked.
no, that's a good one. That's we need a name for that. We talk about that, like
Getting sick of the
diseases as a service.
I don't know, man. We've had too
Sounds
many
like something
ideas.
that would have been on this podcast.
We use this cleaner that says it's like for the advertisement, it goes, and it kills H1N1.
Oh wow.
Get excited.
Yeah, that's a weird. Like, why are you?
I'm gonna buy that.
Why are you
We're gonna use that.
specifically calling where? Yeah, like why is H1N1 a problem for gyms specifically?
I don't
What's
know.
been
I
going
I was
on?
like, just to make sure, I should get the one that kills H1N1.
Yeah.
'cause-
Yeah,
That was
I like how it
news.
implies the other ones don't.
Well, in the
Right.
fine print, it has all the bacteria, right? But the H1N1 was like
Yeah.
out there.
H1N1
Like-
was big in the news for a bit. So like, you want to advertise off
Yeah,
of
like
that. and
10
then-
years ago.
Right, but they probably did this 10 years ago, and they're like, wait, it costs money to rebrand.
Well, you
Fuck
use an
that.
old cleaner at your gym, man.
It was
Hey,
on,
once
it was
you get
on-
some
maybe
fresh-
that's why it was on sale.
No other gym has that cleaner to kill H1N1.
Oh,
so
it's
like,
just, so you put that right on the front door. That's what you should do.
H1N1 free.
Now,
Grand reopening, new gym.
now with no H1N1. Now with less, because you can't guarantee. Now with less H1N1.
I don't know if this works, but I think you could have your gym, you could have all the dumbbells and stuff and have them like 10 pounds lighter than what they actually say. So now everyone feels so much better.
Well,
Just make a selfie gym where all the weights don't weigh anything. And you're like putting up 700 pounds.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a little too unrealistic, but I think like it's a feel good
You
gym.
can make it as realistic as you want.
Sure.
It's your selfie.
That's true.
No, it's fair.
Yeah, but Okay, but if you just want to scam your your
Well,
members
no,
and do
it's not
like
a scam.
feel good gym.
Yeah, the idea, I feel like one of the number one reasons people stop going to the gym is because they don't feel like they're making any progress. And they're like, I'm just not seeing the gains I want. And so they're like, forget it. It's not working. So if all your stuff is lighter than the other gyms, more people are going to be like, man, there's something here about this. This is great.
Just feel better when I go to that
Well, you
gym.
can do it in two separate areas, right? So like the common area where you normally work out, that's the normal weight. But then when you go see the trainer, man, when I'm with the trainer, I can lift all these weights.
That's even better.
The trainers get to the lighter weights.
Oh, man, I got to keep going to this trainer. He always
Go
gets me
talk to
lift more
Chuck.
weight.
You got to go see Chuck over there. He'll hook you up, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Before I went to him, I could bench 40 pounds, and now I can bench 50.
I don't know. It's only when I'm with him I can bench so much more.
He just gets me going.
It's his positive energy.
Can't figure it out.
Yeah, he does these energy massages that really.
Whoa. Captain Crunch territory. All right.
I don't know. You don't tell me how to run my gym. I don't tell you how to scam
I'm
your
telling him how to run his gym.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there is in the gym world, there is sort of in this advent of the bigger plates with less weight, which on Instagram you can't really tell the difference.
Yeah.
So you'll see someone who with like 5 plates on the
So literally,
bar.
what I was saying actually exists.
sort of does happen, right?
And as
You see-
long as you angle it so you can't read the numbers.
right, or that you stack them up against one another, they're
Yeah.
like 2.5 pound plates, but because they're big, it looks like wow, they're doing like. Yeah, like there's a million ways people can scam it for Instagram.
That's awesome. Okay.
It happens all the time, yeah. So of course, sort of where it exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Thanks,
I
Rogue.
can't believe that's real.
Yeah, I believe it. This is year 2020. All right.
And there's the kind of people who it's real because there's enough people who are like, I will pay for that.
Well, no, it's crazy. There are people who compete in natural bodybuilding who take steroids, and the whole idea of a natural bodybuilding is, you know what, like the steroid activity, I'm going to do this, naturally and have integrity. Nope,
But hang
I'm
on,
going to cheat too.
in all honesty, because I don't know, are steroids considered natural?
I think it depends on what
What kind?
service you're in, like what sort of
Well,
company.
okay, so if they're natural, if they're
organization-
not synthetic
what
steroids, if
organization,
it's,
whatever
okay, all right,
organization's
so
rules
it's
are.
so the all right, so
Well,
the,
I'm like back 15 years ago when I knew more people.
that
were in
argument
it.
still goes on.
Yeah.
It's like my question was valid. Is all
They
that,
would they would do like a lie detector test as part of the natural bodybuilding,
okay,
like
Wow.
all right,
entry.
but then and then would they ask do you do steroids, or
Yeah.
would they say, can you affirm that everything you've done is natural, and because steroids are natural?
I never took the test. Like I've never competed, but
Okay,
I didn't.
You want to do it?
Yeah, I'll take the test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait,
You
what's
wouldn't
the
pass. You're juicing, dude. You're on the gear, as they say.
Yeah, you can tell. You've been doing it so
gearing up.
long, you gingered out.
Yeah, I've been gearing up. Been
On the gear?
Revving that engine.
Yeah, that's what they.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you've
the
got
slang.
sort of the beard that everyone has now in that. You know,
Oh, in the steroid world?
in the weightlifting circle.
Oh,
Step
I
one,
think
grow
that's
the beard. Step 2, start lifting weights.
No, that's just part of the hipster
Yeah.
kind of Instagram. Beards are in, so you got to look trendy kind of thing. Yeah.
How long did that take you to grow? Like how
This is-
long?
this
if
is
you
my-
shave that.
This is my unemployment beard, so
4 months.
4 months apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You got a 25% rate
because I
of,
was trimming it for a while too. So I would say it's been like 2 months of not trimming it at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You have like a 25% chance of crime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with your
Yeah. What was that based on?
City Skylines. I was looking at the code to the game,
Yeah.
and they base crime rate based on unemployment. And it's like if you're unemployed for 4 months, there's a 25% chance of crime.
Yeah.
You will commit a crime.
And he asked me, and he
video
was like,
game.
"Hey, can you confirm this?" And I was like, "Well, I did 8 things today, and 2 of them were criminal."
Ooh.
Checks out. Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah, so those programmers are good. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's
Okay, cool. That's all
that's
the time
it.
we got.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Do you want to give us a repeat of your info that you'd like to plug? or anything?
At Danny G Reps on Instagram, Strength Society Chicago if you're looking for a gym, and at Skips Jirachi if you like cute dogs.
Yep. And then obviously you can find me and Johnny on the Twitters, Johnny Christmas and Jaku. And then patreon.warp.world. Go to our Patreon where you can get your name added to the podcast. We got
Discord.warp.world, YouTube.warp.world to see all of the visual things that we've mentioned in full. It's weird they call it 360 video because it's full all the way around. It's
360.
but it's vertically as well as it's infinite axes of 360.
Infinite degree.
If you'd like the 360 video on an axis of your choosing,
Yeah.
check out youtube.warp.world. I've been your host, Johnny Christmas. That's been Jaku. That's been Danny G Reps. As we said, we'll see you all next time. Bye.